Okay, let's just get right into it, because this is a really big deal. We're talking about one of the biggest shifts in digital identity we've seen in like a decade. For the very first time in 22 years, that embarrassing Gmail handle you picked out back in 2004, well, it's no longer a life sentence. Google has finally broken its own ironclad rule.
But to really get why this matters so much, we got to start with the problem. The problem that millions of us have just been living with for years, being trapped by a choice we made when we were, well, let's just say a little less professional. I'm talking about the digital lower back tattoo.
For 20 years, your Gmail handle was permanent. It created this massive thing called identity debt. That address, skater_boy2004 that you thought was so cool, suddenly it's your login for your bank, your doctor, even your job applications. And the cost to switch just became way too high.
And yeah, the rule was brutal. It was really that simple. If you wanted a more grown-up, professional email address, you couldn't just, change the name. You had to abandon everything. We're talking years of photos, all your critical files on Drive, your entire YouTube history, gone. It was a price that almost nobody was willing to pay.
But then, on January 16, 2026, everything changed. Google just completely shattered its 22-year-old rule, and in doing so, it's completely changing how we manage our digital lives.
And this is the perfect way to think about it. It's like a digital witness protection program. Google has finally separated your handle, the email address itself, from the container, which is your actual account. So now, you can paint a new name on the front door, but all your digital furniture, your photos, Drive, YouTube history, it all stays exactly where it is, safe and sound.
So, how does this magic actually work? Well, your old address doesn't just vanish into thin air. It becomes a permanent, invisible alias. That means any email sent to your old Surfer Dude account just gets silently forwarded to your new professional inbox. The continuity problem? Instantly solved.
Now hold on. Before you rush over to your Google settings to make this switch, there are some very strict rules you absolutely need to know about. Google put these in place for a good reason, to stop people from going crazy with this new feature. First up, there's a cool-down period. You can only change your address once every 12 months, so no changing it just for the weekend. And even more important, there's a lifetime cap. You get your original address plus 3 changes. That is it. Once you hit that 4th one, your account name is locked in forever.
So here's the bottom line, and it's so important. You have to treat this like you're legally changing your name, not just updating a social media handle. The fact that you can only do it a few times means you have to be deliberate. You have to be absolutely sure about your new identity before you pull the trigger.
Okay, but here's where things get a little risky. While this whole change is pretty seamless inside Google's world, it can cause absolute chaos for the rest of your digital life.
I mean, think about it for a second. Your Gmail address isn't just a way for people to contact you. For hundreds of other services, it's your primary login. It's your unique ID. It's how Spotify, your airline, your bank, it's how they all know who you are. So what do you think happens when that ID suddenly changes overnight?
This is what we call the broken link hazard. Your bank's system might still be looking for your old email address. So when it tries to send a two-factor authentication code, it could just fail because it doesn't recognize the new one. And just like that, you could be locked out of your most critical accounts.
And this brings us to a kind of uncomfortable truth about what this update is and what it isn't. While it's great for your professional image, for a lot of other common problems, it's really just a cosmetic fix.
So if you're hoping this change is going to save you from that inbox overflowing with spam, well, you're out of luck. Remember that alias system we talked about? It means every single piece of junk mail sent to your old compromised address gets forwarded directly to your new one. You're basically just changing the label on the mailbox, not stopping the junk from coming in.
And there's a much darker, more serious side to this. For anyone dealing with online harassment or stalking, this feature creates a major safety gap. Why? Because you cannot kill the old alias. It's permanent. That means anyone who has your old handle can still reach you at your new inbox no matter what. In this case, the system prioritizes account continuity over your personal privacy.
And you know who doesn't care at all about this change? Google's ad engine. To the algorithm, your email address is just a sticker you can peel off and replace. Your true identity, all your search history, your location data, your shopping habits, that's all tied to a permanent, unchangeable database key. So let's be clear, this is a rebrand, not a rebirth.
So after hearing all these risks and all these limitations, you might be wondering, should I actually press the button? Well, if you're still considering it, here is a pre-flight checklist you absolutely have to go through first.
Okay, first things first. Before you do anything in Google, you need to manually log into your most important accounts, your bank, any government portals, utilities, and update your email address there. Then, I'm serious, block out at least 4 hours on your calendar to deal with the storm of re-verification emails that's about to hit you. And finally, please, update your password managers or you're going to get stuck in some nasty login loops.
Ultimately, the decision really comes down to this one question. Is the professional cost of keeping Skater_boy 2004 greater than the massive administrative headache of updating your entire digital life? It's a powerful tool for your career, for sure, but it's a total failure for anyone who's looking for a true, fresh start.
We have officially entered a new era of fluid digital identity. Our online names are becoming changeable, kind of like clothes, but our digital footprints, those are becoming permanent, like our DNA. You can absolutely change the label on the jar, but as this whole update proves, the stuff inside, well, that hasn't changed one bit.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. This update gives us the illusion of a new beginning, but it also shows us just how tightly our data is tied to us forever. So, in a world of permanent data, is a true fresh start even possible anymore?